So what will 2022 bring to the real estate market? That's the question on everybody's mind. Will the market crash? Will it flatten? Or will it continue to rise? I've seen many people try to correlate the fact that Zillow is getting out of their iBuying space to the fact that the real estate market is on its way to a crash. Just because Zillow has so much data, people want to say they clearly know something that we don't. Personally, I don't agree with that. In fact, I just watched a video with Zillow co-founder and former CEO Spencer Rascoff, who, by the way, is also an investor on OfferPad. And he believes there are two camps. One that will say if Zillow can't make it work, then no one can make it work. And the other is that the iBuying space is still a great option for sellers and innovation into the real estate market. So here's another question raised by bankers about this entire model to investors. Does the cost of capital have to go up because this is seen as a much more risky investment? And therefore, does the cost have to be passed on to the homeowner? Here's what Spencer had to say.
iBuyers, for example, may have to charge a higher fee in order to have more margin available such that they can weather maybe higher labor costs or a longer hold time, or maybe less home price appreciation, which provides less of a tailwind as the house gets resold. So yes, it's possible that you'll see 7, 8, 9, 10% fees on the iBuying product rather than where we were in the 3, 4, 5% fees for a while there.
So as noted, this whole model was to remove the friction from the home sales experience. The real question is that with all these changes does it really remove that friction? Now, Zillow originally came out and said that they were going to keep all of their original contracts intact and that they would close on these homes. And about a week ago, I just read that they are canceling a contract that was scheduled to close in 2022. In fact, they actually are buying these sellers out of their contract to ensure that the contract would actually cancel. Then just another day ago, I read another article where they're canceling multiple other contracts that were also scheduled to close in 2022. So that friction that they had removed for these poor home sellers is now back in full force, because the one originally that I read about, they were under contract on a new build. They had Zillow locked up their home and they had no more stress. Well, guess what? Their stress is now tenfold because they are still under contract on their new build, and now their home purchase from Zillow is canceled and they've got to go back to the drawing board and get their home sold again. Now, the other piece of this crazy upside down puzzle is that some of these iBuyers are not even putting these homes back on the market. They're actually taking them in bulk and selling them to larger investment buyers to turn these homes into rentals. Our rental rates just keep climbing, which makes it even harder for some of these families that can't purchase at this point to find a home to rent because the prices just keep going up. I just don't see this as a good thing for the real estate market overall, having Wall Street involved this heavily into the regular real estate market. When Wall Street owns this many homes, it puts the everyday buyer at a very big disadvantage. We already have and can have continued to have an extreme supply shortage. This could just make it worse. In this video, they also talked about innovation for the real estate market. Now, I am all for innovation when it helps with efficiency. The one piece of the puzzle that they continually forget about is that residential real estate, is an emotional purchase. People want to see, feel, and have somebody hold their hand through this process that knows and understands it. This means you need a person and you need an expert. What I found really interesting in this video is that these two people have been trying to innovate the real estate space for over 20 years, and it just hasn't fully happened to what they feel it should be. I mean, out of their mouths, they said the real estate consumer has been kicking and screaming as they've been trying to innovate. I think that's a clue. Innovation, again, is great for efficiency, but not so great when you just need a person to help you through this process. I mean, the computer is not a person. They do not have the expertise. They do not have the knowledge. They just can't hold your hand through this process, which is an extremely stressful time in everyone's lives. What do you need for a real estate transaction? You need people. So what does selling your home to a tech company mean? It means that there's a very big likelihood that your home is never going to hit the MLS, which means it's never going to hit the open market. It's going to go first to these large institutional real estate firms. And what are they going to do with them? They're going to turn these homes into rentals. What does that mean? It means that your neighborhoods are not going to be neighborhoods with people that live in them that own their homes. It means they're going to be turned into homes with renters in it. Now, those renters may very well likely buy in your neighborhood because they're living there already, but they're not the homeowner currently. So for all those people that are frustrated with how low our inventory is right now, think about that before you go and talk to one of these institutional buyers, because maybe your home isn't even going to hit the open market for another buyer to purchase. Now, I know, because I've done it for so long, I know what the stress level is when you need to sell your home so that you can buy your next one. And this last real estate cycle that we're still currently in has been of the utmost stress for this, because if you had a contingency, your offer on a new house was likely not getting accepted. However, if you really want an option, working with an expert so that you know all your options, it can be achieved. Selling your home and buying your next one, it can be achieved without utilizing an iBuyer. You just have to be working with a trusted real estate professional that knows all the ins and outs, knows what tools are in their toolbox, and how to make this happen for you. Why do I believe our 2022 market is still going to rise? Well, because we still have a big housing shortage. Just today I looked on MLS, and just the active homes in all of Maricopa County and Pinell for some of that, we have just over 7,000 active listings currently on the market. That is so low. Our normal time of this year, we are closer to 30 to 40,000. Builders can't build homes fast enough. And quite frankly, in the Scottsdale area, we just don't have a lot of land left to actually build homes. We do have builders that are building homes. Some of them are small little 20, 30 home communities. So there are things that are coming, but we don't have these giant chunks of land anymore. So we don't have the opportunity for some of these builders to build these gigantic communities any longer. Oh yeah, and don't forget the continued supply chain issues. Now, I do believe we're gonna see some of that loosening up in the second and third quarter of 2022. So I do think that some things are gonna settle out there, but currently still, we're having supply chain issues. But again, currently, we do not have enough homes for those people that are looking to move to the Phoenix Scottsdale area, or just to move within the Phoenix Scottsdale area if you already live here. We just don't have the supply that we need. Our Phoenix Scottsdale real estate market is still crazy hot. I continue to see multiple offers, and I'm starting to see more and more over list price offers again. We kind of saw that go away just a little bit. I'm starting to see it come back again. The real question is that in January, are we going to see our normal increase in inventory come in? I believe we are. It's just at what level. We are not going to get back to that 30 to 40,000 by January. So we are still going to have a lower level of inventory, but hopefully we'll see a little jump that will help ease that supply issue. Now I want to talk about forbearance, because I keep hearing people say, just wait, we're going to see this wave of short sales and foreclosures come in. The reality is that the number of homes that are in forbearance continues to decline. In October of 2021, there were 1.25 million homes that were still in forbearance, and that is nationwide. Just another small side note, when Zillow announced that they were stopping their iBuying program, there was this big article, multiple places that was released that said that Zillow was going to release 7,000 homes into the market. 7,000 homes is just a scratch of the surface of what we actually need to get back up to our normal levels. Now, 7,000, again, that's nationwide. That was nothing. It was so welcomed. Those homes would be snatched up like that, and it would just be a blip on the radar. Now, this is the same thing that would happen if those people that could not get out of forbearance needed to put their homes on the market. Again, they would not have to go through short sale or foreclosure, because their values have increased so much. They would put their house on the market and it would get snatched up like that. So I do not see a lot of foreclosures or short sales coming. I just don't see it happening. I know that buyers are really wanting this whole news to shift and say, guess what? Your deal is waiting for you. The homes have gone down in price. The inventory has shot up. You are in the driver's seat now. God, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen right now. I don't see it happening in 2022. We are so far behind the ball that even if we had a flood of inventory in January, which again, I hope that we have some of that increase in inventory, we are still so far behind in our inventory and our demand is still so high. I just don't see home prices coming down. And something we didn't even touch on really is that the fact that the loan rates are rising, which means that a buyer can qualify for a larger loan and still be within those conforming loan limits. I do believe this is going to have a big impact on our demand as well. But I also still believe we are going to continue to see prices rise, although I do think that they are going to start flattening out around mid 2022, maybe towards the end of 2022. If you have more questions about anything that we just talked about, please feel free to reach out, call me, email me, text me, post a comment down below. Don't forget to hit like so that other people just like you can find the information that you found great in this video. If you think somebody else would like this video, make sure you pass it along and share it. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.